let's see what we can see. This looks like I might be okay to continue going. 27 hours into the game. That's really weird. It's weird to think it took me 27 hours to get to the end game. But also I've been narrating a lot. Like a lot. So, you know. Let me see something real quick. So we're still a monkey. Our team looks really weird. Our base is not super together. And I suspect that if I really wanted to throw my best efforts at Siralim, I would still be playing for quite a long time before, and I may. I'm having a lot of fun with the game. Yeah, I am definitely having a lot of fun with the game. There are a bunch of mechanics I haven't explored yet. Still a ton of content to unlock. The way in which the content is getting unlocked is a little give or take for me, honestly. Check mail. No unread messages. What's up with this week? 25% greater chance to find cards. Now that could be promising, right? Because we get like the what is this? The Goblet of Trials, 10% full. Complete realm quests using the animator specialization to fill it up. The higher your realm instability, the faster it will fill. In addition, the goblet will fill significantly faster while you're at your highest ever realm depth. The more specializations you've unlocked, the better your reward will be. Once the Goblet of Trials is full, return here for a reward. Randomize the required specialization. So it starts off with animator, I guess. So I go out, I do stuff, I come back, I get a reward. For higher realm instability. Glad you've been enjoying it. Any thoughts when you're trying out, when you'll try out new specialization? Any thoughts on what that specialization would be? I've given a little thought to that only insofar as, like, I wonder what I would merge with. Because I know that the Royal seems to allow you to pick and choose, like, perks from multiple specializations and mash them together, and I'm like, what kind of monstrosity can I make? I do like the Animatus a lot, but there are Animatus perks that don't seem to make any sense for what I am doing, right? Like, there are ones that just don't seem to offer me any utility at the moment. It's like my Animatus is far and away the most, the tankiest creature that I have, so Forged by Pain feels really, really weird to me. But maybe there's a super ultimately tanky, creature. I haven't been paying much attention to the variation in creature base stats because largely they seem less polarizing, less centralizing, and less powerful than the traits, the differences in traits and whatnot. So, I think, yeah. What is my plan? My plan is to go, like, my plan is to continue to do things until I get up to realm depth, like 165 or something like that. But I have sort of been wondering if I shouldn't, like, as things stand, I could go back and sort of try to unlock each type as it unlocks. Like, it seems like each race, you know, unlocks a tier of stuff, and I'd like to be able to see all of them, basically. So I guess we could start going down the list instead of... Oh, that's fancy. Oh yeah, that's because this is Realm 64, right? So I'm actually progressing. I'm progging my realm depth while also trying to unlock new creatures. Reflex enemy is snared. After it's attacked? Okay. This one is... This enemy is poisoned. Poison potency seems like the way to scale poison, but... Who knows? Who knows? What am I trying to do with Siralim overall is I guess the direction that people are gonna be curious with me at this point. And I think really I want to unlock the great majority of the game. Like I'd say probably for my estimate here, maybe 95+% of the content I would really like to get unlocked. And I feel like there are still mechanics that I haven't unlocked, like still like high level systems that I haven't unlocked. So we're talking about like stuff that will like unlock in your base and you'll be able to interface with it that way. And so having not even unlocked stuff like that. That's 2 enemies. That's like all enemies. That's awesome, actually. Screeching Barrage. Stats, like, it's weird to evaluate stats presently because... Oh, whoops. I probably should not have, I messed with it instead of doing the macro. But yeah, as long as I really don't feel like I've got I don't have access to the full sandbox. The full sandbox available to me in the game. And so really what I want to do is get to that point, probably as fast as possible at this point. I've lost patience with the whole, like, dealing with the narrative and that sort of thing, so I'm very glad that the narrative is kind of sort of over. Like, this is the end of the main line. I killed Caliban or whatever. Greetings and hellos to you, my dear friend. I am Stokioff, the Riddle Dwarf, and if you manage to answer my question correctly, a prize will be yours. What class does the Fractal Explosion spell belong to? That's not a riddle, that's a fucking quiz. But this Fractal Explosion, it's either going to be Chaos or Sorcery, I'm guessing. So, like, Chaos, try again next time. Okay, whatever. That doesn't feel like a good mechanic. That feels like a Google check every time. Like, until you learn. And I suppose that's not, like, necessarily a straight bad thing. It just doesn't feel good. There are a lot of things about the way that you, like, play the game, in Realm. Like, being inside of a Realm experience is really kind of clunky. And it's something I've complained about enough, I think, on the stream that I can kind of start to drop it at this point. Because I'm not saying anything interesting. But, or at least at this point. It's like my complaints have been registered, I would say. Now here's the really interesting thing here is, like, I wonder if I summon a ton of Animatus. Like, I wonder if there's an Animatus card. I wonder if I can do that. I really want to try. Can I just summon a ton of Animatus? Yeah, no, I can't, apparently. Because it would be right at the beginning, right? Because oh, no, I didn't want to do that. Oh, no. Now I have to deal with a bunch of these. Oops. Let me just see. Oh, yeah, no. The reason I can't do that is actually because I don't have enough base knowledge. But I wonder if I had enough base knowledge with Animatus, could I just summon, like, 6 Animatus to fight? Seems like it would be... I wonder... I have 25% greater chance of finding cards this week. So I wonder... what, the Animatus card does. Or the full deck of cards, or whatever. I should probably just farm Animatai for an entire stream or something. But I guess I never really finished my thought. I guess what I want to do is unlock the great majority of the content in Siralim, and then once I feel like I've really got the whole sandbox, like, once I feel like I've got access to the whole sandbox and am playing the real game, or have access to the real toy elements that I'm, then I want to spend, like, I don't know, a couple of streams probably fucking around with builds and really theory crafting and, like, I think at this point I've pretty much dispensed with spoilers. I'm pretty much done monitoring for spoilers and trying not to get spoiled on stuff, because at this point it's all going to be mechanical. The systems are all going to expand, and so I think probably post this stream I will probably just join the conversation in the Discord chat, start theory crafting, that sort of thing. So I guess if there's a goal for this stream, it's to get to a place where I have maybe like where I've unlocked quite a lot of the content. I don't know how much the game is going to push back at a certain point. Imba. Cockatrice Master. Imba? Really, Imba? Make no mistake, it's weird, but is everyone a little odd in their own way. Cockatrices like to make other creatures feel welcome no matter who they are. Such brilliant teamwork in battle. Okay. Cockatrice Master. Yeah, let's see if I did not even bother looking. Oh. Let's see what happens. Nope, they're all dead to corpse explosion. Cockatrice Mastery is now one sigil of the cockatrice if enemies always have confused. Oh, excuse me? Enemies always have confused is insane. So yeah, I think the stated goal right now is really to make progress very quickly in terms of floor depth and unlocking new monster types, unlocking new realms. So I think I'm basically going to push floor depth while trying to get the largest spread of realm biomes that I can. Like I'll go down the list of realm biomes and just loop around hostile creatures. Wow. Okay. Your first master battle? No, it was not my first master battle. I've been having master battles for probably, I don't know, like 30, 40 floors or something like that. Yeah, 30 is too much, right? Like maybe 15, 20 floors, something like that. Start of this creature's turn and decreases your other creature's defense by 15% of this creature's defense. Oh, I really didn't expect those to invert. Wait. Increases. Oh no, it's increase, not decrease. Interesting. Additional damage equals 75% of its missing health. I think that's what we got. It was not my first master battle. I am wondering if those masters become target farmable, because that feels like an atrocious grind. I'm gonna be honest, right? Like, trying to get master rank up without some kind of means of target farming them feels like just atrocious. Sets the enemy stats equal to its lowest stat. See, that seems really good in combination with certain other traits. There are traits where, like, you know, this creature steps out in front of every other creature's attack or something like that, and then there are skills that are just like every creature on the enemy team attacks. You just like, you'd set every creature's stat to 0 on the other team as long as you're as long as you set your creature up to survive, which also feels very doable given like Nephilim shenanigans and oh, there's 2 new creatures here. I should have probably looked at them. Nope, they're all going to explode to corpse explosion. That's fine. To be honest, this is the sort of thing where I'm like, okay, I'm going to start optimizing my time. I will look at these because they kind of interest me. Uh-oh. So I don't want to do the macro straight up. Oh no, they just died turn 1 because they killed a guy. They killed the wrong guy and died turn 1. That was the Demigod Master. So your Demigod stats are averaged and then increased by 25%. Averaged? So does that mean like every stat? Yeah, so you want high average stats? I guess that's weird. Although I think that makes a lot of sense in certain lineups, and you can leverage it to like you can create stat chains that like cause all of your damage to be based on like a blend of stats or an average of stats. I think you can leverage that probably pretty powerfully. So one unique thing about this particular stream, is in this stream that I'm doing right now, is that I'm doing it during the day, and my grandfather's awake. And I'm a caretaker for my grandfather, so I've got like a monitor set up and a little pager, and if he pages me or buzzes me or something like that, I'm just gonna have to like get up and put the BRB screen back. So hopefully you guys are like ready to deal with that should it occur. Because it's just something that I'm gonna have to do if it comes up. Okay, where's my shop? Am I not supposed to have a shop? Notoriety. I mean, nice. Yes, yes, he did. But anyway, that may be something that I have to deal with during the stream. But as far as time optimization goes, at this point I'm going to stop, I think, inspecting individual creatures, and I'm just going to have big, lengthy sessions of, like, I have unlocked a bunch of creatures, I go back, I look at them in my bestiary, rather than, like, looking at each individual creature as it pops up. Nemesis creature. This Nemesis creatures just reward a couple of... Like, they just give you a couple extra rewards. Every once in a while, somebody just randomly smacks my my creatures first. You know what it is it's that the speed of the enemies is outpacing, like their speed stat is outpacing my my speed stat by quite a lot, because their levels are going up very fast. Like, the creature levels are going up really, really fast compared to my own creature levels. Which is fine. I guess that's one way to make sure, like, to ensure that the difficulty curve outpaces your player curve, like your player power curve, but I mean, obviously, once I've got access to all the various abilities, like all the various systems in tech, it's going to be a little easier to create a team that just really monkeys around. Some real monkey business. All right. So yeah, I'm wondering. I am wondering at a bunch of stuff right now, like, you know, how do I manage to do the master farms and stuff like that? What stuff really boils down to like an insane non-targetable farm, like non-targetable grind, because that's a Sirathi again. Nice. Seems like I am getting more emblems regularly. I don't think I've seen that guy before. Again, I don't want to spend too much time inspecting individual creatures, because seemingly I've got to get up to like depth 175 in order to unlock the whole roster of creatures, right? And oh, there's some winged Pegasus now. And I know that's going to take me a good amount of time. It's also going to take me probably a good amount of time to really paw through the bestiary anyway, right? So I'm trying not to underestimate the amount of time purely that it's going to take me to just to actually get my head around the systems once the systems are revealed to me, but I'm basically trying to expedite that process at this point. See, right now I've got at least two two creatures in my lineup that don't really feel like particularly necessary, and that's awesome because it means that my lineup stands to improve many fold. Like there are there are some real indicators that that this lineup is way shabbier than it could be, and that's obvious. Like that's obviously my team is not at the correct strength, like not at its peak strength for this archetype, because there are creatures that I haven't even seen yet, I'm sure, that are strictly better for the sort of thing that I'm trying to do than what I'm doing. And my paradigm might change altogether. Like I may encounter some mechanics that I simply haven't seen yet on creatures, 3 traits that cause me to overhaul the way that I'm like applying damage on death and that sort of thing. I think the whole concept of like slaughtering your team turn 1, having the animatus slaughter the other members of the team turn 1 is a good archetype to leverage. I think I want to do that. Enemies too small, 100% based on enemy int instead of the casters. Huh. Blows up mages, I guess. That seems like a fairly leverageable archetype, and I would like to do that. Okay, I have 12 Emblem of Sirathi. I don't know if those creatures are going to become available on their own eventually or not, so... Nope, we go 0 realm instability for the time being. We're trying to get the most spread of content, which means that I'm not doing realm instability, since that will probably not average out properly. Whereas if I do this little realm rotation as I dive, it's much more likely that I get to see all the things I want to see. Or it's guaranteed, basically. Okay. So this is a different version of the cloud beam thing that I had earlier. Okay. Asura Gut Slasher. Asura? I don't know. Chaos. Always chaos, man. Demented Carver. Realms with, Realms with, teleporters. That's just why. As though anybody's actually interfacing with these in some kind of strategic way. That's actually my primary complaint, is that I wish that there were somewhat more strategy involved in interacting with realms. Like, a lot of it feels like the optimal way to do it is to smash through it as fast as possible. Casters killed, your other creatures gain rebirth. Wonder if that's worth doing, like, first on my Animatus, since my Animatus reses itself once per battle. So it kills itself first, and then it kills everybody else. It's a shame that the Animatus does not gain its own stats when it dies. Unless it does. Does it? After your creatures are killed, your Animatus gains 50% plus 1% per rank of their stats. I don't know. I would have to pay very close attention to figure out whether that's true or not. If the animatus gains its own stats on death, that's pretty funny. For some reason, I just don't. I don't envision that being true. I'm like, yeah. Feels wacky. What is this? I'm sorry, it looks really cool and I want to say. Creature kills an enemy deals 75% damage to all other enemies equals 75% of the creature's current health. Huh. I think any trigger on killing an enemy is going to end up being a little bit too, like, unreliable and or slow at the end. Stop instantly killing my creatures. So yeah, right now I've kind of got a supporty nature spirit or whatever. That really doesn't need to be a part of my team. And I've got this Ent thing that doesn't really need to be a part of my team either. Hoping eventually I can align up the aesthetics with the mechanics a little bit better and have more of my team be like kind of grisly or macabre themed. Cast this first 40% int. What? It's fucking nuts. Evoker, man. I guess, yeah, if I were gonna do another specialization, I would probably do Evoker. Like, if I was just gonna switch straight up to doing one. At this point, I've seen so much wacky Evoker shit. I'm just like... I was tempted when I first saw it. Man, something like this... If you combine something like this with the Banshee trait that puts this creature at the top of the timeline after each enemy turn, this feels really crazy. So... Trying to remember what those teleporters look like. They're pretty distinct, but I'm not used to paying attention to doodad appearance. So I basically want to stop hitting those teleporters unless I mean to. The Carnage type creatures all look pretty cool. Wouldn't mind, like, putting a bunch of those together. Alright. Come on now. There we go. I am kind of tempted to speed this up somehow. I wonder if the Siralim community would hate me forever if I just fucking played the whole game on with like cheat engine on 2 times. I wonder also if it would even actually speed it up, or if there's some kind of CPU bottleneck on the number crunching that's happening in the combats. Depends how it is on like a programmatic level, I guess. Sigil the Wisp. If these creatures in your party are wisps, they have 25% chance to avoid damage and gain shelled at the start of their turn. Avoid damage and gain shelled? Okay. So they separately. Uh-oh. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta... Okay, yeah, that's something that's gonna happen because it's a daytime stream. And yeah, so I basically just got a call from the dermatologist and I had to schedule an appointment, so. Nemesis creature with the hardy affix. Enemies have 100% more health, take 50% less damage. Interesting. So yeah. All sorts of fun stuff. There we go. The feeling that eventually, probably sometime within the next 50, maybe even fewer, maybe sometime within the next 20 to 30 realms, the creatures may outpace me dramatically enough in terms of their raw stats that I'm unable to keep progressing. Harmic Retribution. I thought it said Harmic for a minute. It's like harmonic. Target takes a small amount of damage. The amount of damage increases by 50% for each time the spell gem has been cast in the current battle. There's got to be ways to trigger that casting just 800 million times. I guess if you've got the sort of setup where you have those laughing wisps or whatever they are, so they cast their first 5 non-ethereal spell gems at the start of every turn. You have them jumping up to the top of the timeline every turn. You may as well be putting spells like that in their non-ethereal spell slots. Please purchase powerful artifacts. Tenebrous, huh? Powerful artifacts. Here we go. Short fuse. 100% potency of their bomb debuffs. I mean, that's great for bomb builds. Oh. Crispy, welcome to my home. Let's play a little game. 3 treasure chests, 1 contains something good, 1 contains something bad, 1 contains a piece of paper that says something mean. Wow. Opening chests until you find the paper that says mean things. After you open each chest, I'll reset them all and change their locations. Before you lose. Found some treasure. Okay. Well, this is not bad. Okay, so apparently having something mean said to you is the lost condition. Just checking. I thought maybe the battle would be the lost condition, but I guess not. How many Tenebrous emblems? 6. What does this guy do? If this creature attacks, creature with less than... It's killed! Oh, that's good. I like automatic. I like auto kill features. Feels good. Okay. Oh yeah, is this still real? Yes, it is. I guess we'll see. Yeah, so this slaughter mechanic is what we're gonna try to buff. Your creature's classes are changed to match that of the caster, and class would be the, like, element type. Artifact trait slot. Attacks this creature gains 7% speed. Huh. I recognize the trait on that one. It's one of those bets. Yeah, I think I'm done with this. We're gonna teleport to a new realm because it says that I don't have any quests to turn into. So we're gonna just boop boop Bloodgrove. I like that it keeps my place because it shows you the last realm you selected. That is not a new Volps, I don't think. I think I've seen that. First 3 non-ethereal stat manipulating spell gems. See, that could be really cool. If I have a bunch of creatures casting, like, stat buffing spells. The problem with that, right, is that you potentially, like, run into the same sort of problem that I was having with my initial slaughter setup, where... Stay away from that fellow over there. Nope. Hello, Aragorn. Um, but yeah, you potentially run into that issue I was having with the initial slaughter setup, where it's like you're increasing your traits way too many times in a single turn, and so half of them just go to the void. It's rare to see. Personally, I suspect because the barkeep is a bit odd. A little gift for visiting me here. Pick a card. It's yours to keep. A card? Really? Card set. Cool. I really don't know what sets, don't know which cards belong to which sets in the sense that don't know how I'm working toward the sets. Rough recovery. Enemies can only heal each other one time per turn. That seems pretty useful, huh? Revives do not count as heals. Nice to know. Skyward Volps. You're new. Damaging spell gems. That's the one that you're looking for if you're planning on building like Volps, Volps evoker caster type stuff. But yeah, I think after this stream I will probably join the conversation in the Discord in like the theory crafting channel and stuff like that. Because I'm pretty much gonna be done with my intro to seeing the game. Enemies can only resurrect one time per battle. Well, one time is enough. Let's go. I get the feeling that those satyrs actually become quite useful. Oh no, I wanted to see the sigil of the satyr. Special items. There it is. While the creatures in your party are satyrs, enemies start battle with 20% less stats. I mean, I've definitely got a way of nuking stats that's better than that presently, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I get the feeling that these satyrs are actually quite good at stopping really dangerous recursive strategies. Stuff like enemies can only gain attributes, or can only gain stats one time per combat, for example, really shut down my build. Okay. I think that bard on the bottom right might be new, but like I said, I'm gonna try maybe to not look at every single new creature. Like, ooh, shiny. Keep scrolling myself. 1 second here. Alright. My girlfriend is amazing and is saving me from having to do a caretaking thing. So I can continue doing this. Creatures with this personality. Falling star. Oh, okay, just a personality tome. That's good. You know, rainbow carpet. Okay. Anyway, you know. That's good. Hey, there's a new satyr. I said I wouldn't do it, but I'm doing it. After this creature attacks 25%, just continue attacking the target for each debuff it has? That's insane. And I mean that in both ways. Like, it's insane because on the one hand it seems like very scalable, but on the other hand it seems like how exactly do you scale it? I'd like to start the combat with 3,000 debuffs. Second artifacts trait slot with this item. It's great attack deals damage to all enemies equal to 30% of the damage taken. That seems pretty good. Looks good for specifically for like high health builds where you're leveraging the sort of stuff that always shoves you to the bottom of the timeline. That's really, really powerful. Increase the potency of all creatures, buffs, and debuffs by 50%. What? Does not affect inverted. I want to know what inverted does, real quick. Status effects. Heal enemies instead of damaging them with attacks and spells, and damage allies instead of healing them. This debuff is removed after enough damage or healing has been done to offset its potency. Huh. Interesting. I wish I knew how potency interacted with specific mechanics. I'm sure Cosmin would be delighted to enlighten me if he were around in the chat. But I think this is the wrong stream time for him. Should say them. The man in his name. It's causing me to assume he's a Giga Chad. That's really, I think that's a mun. Anyway. What is this thing? Stat manipulating spell gems. This creature's first 3. Ah, yes, that's right. So we're getting into the ones that are individual but higher likelihood. And it's gonna cycle back through all of the different kinds, I guess, as well. It's interesting. I wasn't listening and just got here. What the hell? Like, speak of the devil. What was I wondering about? I was wondering about something. It was inversion. I just found a trait that's like increase the potency of all buffs and debuffs, but I am not clear on the interaction between potency and debuff effects, which leads me to wonder, like, for example, how exactly potency interacts with something like, say, freeze, right? And inversion is interesting and was excluded from the effect of that trait. 40% less damage when they have mending. Jeez, these are pretty crazy. Attack against 25% defense and speed. The mending tech on Ents is really interesting. Like, gets pretty powerful seemingly. But you can shut down healing in so many ways in this game, so I don't know if it like excites me. Feels like you bump into a heal counter and you're just completely screwed. But then again, you kind of need to build a multi-victorial team in this game. Wow, getting a lot of stuff. Target recovers full amount of health 3 times. 3 times? Okay. Spectral Rain, it ignores a debuff that's pretty much exclusive to the Dream Weird, respects its main mechanic and multiplies each cast. Healing stuff can run into trouble, but you should always have a backup outside of playing Perfect Storm of BS scenarios. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is you really seems like you need to leverage at least a couple mechanics. With your, like, whatever archetype you're running has to have, like, more than a single win con and defense against, like, protection against several anti-cons. But yeah, there's a trait that, and I don't know how this is organized. If I could see it, items, materials, artifacts. Yeah, no idea. Doesn't seem here. Like, this organizes by quantity. It would definitely be in, it's definitely one of the new ones that I haven't looked at. But it basically said buff and debuff potencies. Gives plus 50% to buff and debuff potency. And I'm like, I don't understand debuff potency. Or it was debuff potency specifically, I think. And it said, except for inversion. I'm like, I just don't fucking understand that. Survivor's Tale. Your creatures have 3% more stats other than health for each mythicant. This trait does not stack. I mean, that really doesn't amount to much, right? It's like 18%. 18% more stats if you've got a mythicant. Mythicant-based team. I mean, I guess if you run every mythicant trait and just somehow apply mythicant to your team, seems like those could get like relatively powerful, but really feels like a lot of feels like going pretty far out of your way. Those traits feel, I want to say those traits, like, my knee-jerk reaction is that those traits feel pretty damn underwhelming on the whole. We are going, oh, I have a project to turn in. Huzzah. Reliquary. You now have access to the Reliquary. The Reliquary allows you to unlock and upgrade relics of the gods. You can attune these relics to your creatures to grant them powerful new abilities. A creature can only be attuned to one relic at a time. In order to unlock and upgrade your relics, you must acquire a new type of currency called piety. Fuck, another currency, which can be unlocked in a variety of different ways. The most common way, however, is by completing prophecies. Oh no! You can now fulfill prophecies. Prophecies are a series of short tasks that you can complete and turn in at your reliquary to earn piety. This is the primary way you'll earn piety to upgrade your relics. I am really tempted to fucking memhack this game and set all of these to like 1 billion. All these various currencies. I'm not gonna lie. Like a lot of these feel like egregious chores. I know, hot take. I'm sorry, guys. I actually do like the game. I'm just kind of annoyed by the multi-layered currency grind. So if we go up, add decoration, there we go. Oh no. Aha, yes. It fits. Let's look at the yellow portal laid right over it. It's really bad and ugly for right now, guys. Just forgive. Please forgive. A fun but also naturally also grindy part of the game. Mythicants are weird and not super impressive. Spectral Rain is literally that? Yeah, it might be Spectral Rain. So, let me see. Is it a spell? I will get back and read what you've written in like a second. Where? I'm so blind. Oh no, I pressed the second E too quickly. It's one of my least favorite features about this UI, is the auditory feedback if you press those letters too quickly. Rain. Spectral Rain? Okay, yes, so... And it multiplies each cast. Yeah, I'm just wondering what, like, how does this interact with a debuff like freeze, for example? Okay, so what this does is it, so if potency would affect a buff or a debuff being cast, it doesn't increase the potency of like buffs and debuffs that creatures currently have. It increases the potency of the spell being cast if a creature casts a buff or debuff. This freeze has no numbers to work with. So yeah, that's what I'm saying is like if a buff or debuff has no potency component, like has no component that would interact with potency, it's just gonna fizzle. Is a bummer. It gets weird, not super impressive. Although you can stack race counts above 6 with certain traits. Well, yeah. I just sometimes I wish like it seems like the dev is not the developer's not really like changing a whole bunch at this point, right? Seemingly. So anyway, let me do this. Prophecies, turn in your rune of prophecies to receive rewards. Rune of prophecies, what? Seems you haven't completed any lines of prophecies yet, thanks. Unlock a new relic or upgrade one you've already unlocked before. Oh no, what? Ass kicker. It has a 15% chance to send the target to the bottom of the timeline. Rank 20. This relic and its bearer deal 50%. Rank 10, rank 20, rank 30. Okay. So there's 50 ranks per relic. And at each 10. Why not have 5? Like, this is the sort of thing that really pisses me off in a design. It's like, okay, we have 50 ranks, but only 5 tiers. Why not have 5? Why not have 5 ranks that correspond directly to tiers? Because then we wouldn't be able to claim that our game has 10,000 hours of play value. Second page for each relic. Oh no. Bearer attack. The bearer gains 20%. After its bearer attacks, this relic attacks the same target. This relic attacks. What is the relic's attack? The relic must just borrow the fucking attack from the creature. Like, must just borrow that. The bearer is immune to snared. This relic and its bearer attack spells deal additional damage. This relic's attack and spells ignore 25% of its target's defense. The start of each battle, this relic casts Inferno Charge on its bearer. Yeah, in the AMA, he did say it's basically just bug fixes at this point. I pray he'll continue with some other minor stuff. Yeah, I think that there are some things that could use to be like tweaked balance-wise, and that's at a glance, and I'm high confidence that it's true. Okay, so each god has a relic. Now, am I allowed to see relics of gods that I haven't unlocked yet? It looks like no. Maybe? No, Perdition I've seen. The bearer can equip chaos spell gems. I really appreciate this layer on the team building, and I really loathe, maximum amount of dislike the structure with which this system is set up. This seems fucking obnoxious. I do think making it 10 ranks each seems just about all actual content of the game by depth 4,000. I'll probably be done with just about all. Wait. Got. Seems unnecessary since it's 10 ranks at a time. 1,000 looks nice. Wait, it's 10 ranks at a time? Like, if well, I guess I should fuck with the system a little bit before criticizing it. Allow a creature to equip a relic so that it can gain the benefits from it. Oh, no. And attunement is going to cost piety as well? Can I attune one creature to multiple relics in that case? Oh, God. Increase the strength of a relic, the reliquary to make all your relics more powerful. What? Deal with attacks? So what in the fuck? Where do I see stats? Is that just your attack but plus 1% in that case? I want to say that, like, the primary problem that Siralim is running into is that, like, this guy... And this is a problem I'm obviously going to run into if, you know, as I progress in my ability to game dev, is, like, I'm very interested in systems like this, and, you know, this game dev is obviously very interested in systems like this as well. And so he's layering all these really interesting systems, but it feels like not enough passion and attention and focus was put into, like, how do we prevent this UI from, like, become, like, the UX is a nightmare. Use the bear stats from what the folks on Discord have seen. Yep. No, it's one relic per creature in your currently active team. Okay. Gotcha. Bloodied Cleaver of bleeding seems really, really good too. Enemy takes damage from bleeding, 50% chance to continue taking damage from this buff. This effect can that's gross. I mean, it's all gross at this point because it's like anybody with an eye for systems is going to be able to put together some ridiculous shit with this, I think. And that's fine. I love it. It's sandboxy. What I don't like is, like, okay, completing prophecies. Where are the prophecies? Yes, I know I haven't completed prophecies. Where do I access them? This is a problem. Maybe the relic is technically a separate creature in some ways, which is a little weird sometimes. Is it like the way that they treated minions? I feel like the UX is bad in a lot of ways. Allows you to take on forge missions. These are repeatable projects. Forge missions. Okay. Experiment missions. Let's unlock the experiment missions. I can't do anything else because I've still got all these other missions active. Where the fuck do I see, like... There it is. Prophecies. Oh, no. Win arena battles. Fuck you. Defeat divination candle enemies. 19? And it only rewards 489 piety. Oh. No. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna memory hack this and set it all to 1 billion. At some point. At some point, I'm gonna get sick of it. Like, very quickly, is what I would wager. Mostly ignoring prophecies until you're nearly done with a So I'm guessing that these are all just active all the time. Yeah, you can just do any of these. So you basically run around and like when stuff is play a line of prophecies to earn rewards. Does the game ping you when you have a prophecy to turn in? Encounter a dumpling. Kill sorcery creatures. Why is... So it's kill any creatures. Kill live creatures. So all of these are just kill nemesis creatures, huh? Activate Pandemonium Shrines. Do these cycle out? It feels like... Because they're not... All the different classes are not here, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4 classes, right? Training missions. What the fuck is a training mission? Open treasure chests and realms. Gotcha. So, yeah, this is trait materials from any source of loot. So these are all very specific tasks for prophecies. They don't notice I have lines complete and turn it in. Yeah, so... That's the thing, right? Is that if these... Oh, no. Collect nodes to gain resources and realms. This is not, like... terrible, but feels so incredibly unnecessary, basically. Like, this is like bingo, too, right? Like... I hope that those don't cycle out, but I have the sneaking suspicion that they do. So... That's a new and interesting slime. What in the fuck was that guy? Oh, I should have probably read that spell. I'm definitely gonna get overwhelmed if I just allow everything to unlock at once. Hey, how's it going? It's going. There's a lot to enjoy about Siralim. There's a lot to enjoy in the game, but I am finding that like the way that the game presents unlocks, the way that its grind structure is set up is like repulsive to my senses. Like in particular, I think I'm trying to figure out, I think my least favorite so far has actually been the one that the system that I just unlocked, which is the prophecy system. I'm like, oh no, this is like bingo from hell. Meat bomb. After this creature provokes, it deals damage to all enemies equal to 50% of its missing health, and then it is killed. Okay. I should have probably looked at the fucking smog one too. Interesting. Poison, burning, and bleeding. It looks like it could be a solid addition to my my slaughter team. So how's it going overall is like, I really want to get to a place where I feel like I've got the game kind of unlocked, right? The feeling every player wants, maybe. I would like the feeling of having, like, the toy sandbox unleashed. Redirection. Citrine. Accustomed. Let's see. Destroyed. Oh, look, another new smog type. Enemy's poison debuff lasts forever. Well, there you go. This effect also applies to your own creatures while you have a creature with the poison inoculation trait. That seems like a really... That seems like a really powerfully set up, like, internally synergetic trait. Like, that's more internally synergetic than most traits I've seen. It's like, by the way, also, if you have the right trait, this is even better. What are you? Krampus. Okay. Your devil creatures share their innate traits. It's awesome. 200% more damage. Yeah. Yeah, so you just... This just 200 more and 65% less everything. That's pretty good. Good thing my Animatus is still fat. Increase the additional damage granted by your devil's innate traits from 200 to 300%. That does feel powerful. Devil builds, man. Feels very good. So I'm wondering like how long I'm going to stick with this whole like grind. I want to stick with it for long enough to get a sense of how the grind feels at the very least. Like I don't want to reject it flatly as being a horrible, a poorly balanced experience that feels really like cantankerous or kludgy before I give it a fair shake. And I certainly haven't done that yet, so I'm basically going to try. If the unlock progression, like if it feels decent, then I will have to eat my words here, but it seems so fucking bad right now. Like it feels artificially bad is the problem. Bloodstone. Let's at a glance though, and I'm willing to give it a sec. Okay, chance to attack after use. Just like trying to figure out what that was. The gem enchantment mats. I'm gonna have to do some wacky retooling of my build pretty soon. The last time I sat around though and did an overhaul, the resultant build has carried me, you know, 40 some odd floors and felt pretty good. So the next time I go in, I would like to try to I would like the resultant build to be something that allows me to play on Realm Instability 5, because this is like Realm Instability 2 or 3 it can handle pretty regularly. So I'm going to go ahead and try to basically unlock everything as quickly as possible, and then try to put together something that can handle something along the same lines thematically that can handle Realm Instability 5. So a Slaughter Animatus build, basically, and I'm gonna have to try to figure out like what tools to use in order to enhance that strat. And at this point I've really kind of like, I'm just about like the next time that I post the stream, like that I hawk the stream around on Reddit and the Discord and whatnot, I will leave off the blind part of the playthrough, because I don't mind people talking about mechanics at this point. I'm past the main line. I'm just unlocking stuff. I really don't mind if you guys want to talk about mechanics in chat at this point, and you know, stuff that you've done, teams you've put together. Feel free to spoil me on like boss fights and stuff like that at this point. I'm kind of abandoning the blind playthrough because Siralim's such a large sandbox, and I'm going to keep playing for a little while, so I don't want this to be artificially dragged out. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Each nether boss you beat at this point will give you a new nether boss trait material. Have you placed / looked in the nether shop yet? I don't think I've actually unlocked the nether shop yet. Like, is that, it might be a project that I haven't done yet. Like, I've kind of taken this approach to the game that, like, I noticed, because my girlfriend is playing with me, or at least she did quite a bit of Siralim for, like, a couple days, and got further than me more quickly. Probably because I'm narrating and stuff, but The thing that I noticed was that she unlocked the projects way more quickly than I did because she was doing more backtracking. And so for the place that I am at, I have very few projects done because I haven't backtracked in terms of depth like maybe 1 or 2 times at specific intervals to go back and get creature types. And now I'm just plowing ahead with the I'm still trying to get a spread of the creatures as they unlock, but I'm just going I'm just diving, man. Until the game stops me, I'm just gonna keep going. We knew it was coming, and this is it. This is me just diving. Fucking headlong. I've already got 27 hours into the game, and by the time I get 300 in, or whatever, if I go that hard, you know, I'm intending to be, like, in the end state of the game, and so I'm pretty eager to get there, I guess you could say. Slippery stone again. Teleport to... Oh, wait, I've got a project to turn in. Everett, Goblet of Trials 2. 2 specializations instead of 1. Okay, and so yeah, I've got to spend essence in order to, like, see animator there. Whew, boy, that sucks. For real. That super sucks. I don't like that. We're just gonna... So, rate Tiles tier 3. Yikes. Training. The training missions work with the prophecies. It allows you to take on training missions. These are repeatable projects that reward you with a scroll that can be used to boost your creature's base stats. That, I wonder how that works. Like, can each creature get, like, 1 scroll or something like that? So, I'm mostly doing that to figure out, like, how those scrolls work. And like I said, Cosm, don't care at this point. Feel free to spoil me on stuff. If I ask questions like that, don't worry about the spoiler quality of the answers anymore. I'm pretty much done with that. When your creatures cast a spell due to Salamander trait, they cast another one of their spells at random. This trait does not stack. That's wild. Honestly, I feel like the Salamander that says people do stuff when they die is probably going to become a part of this. Unlock every realm, every set of God shop creatures, and witness the wonder that is various things like Divine Form, Mirror's Realm, Amalgam Gardens, and you get to depth 240 for the first big fun thing. 415 is the next big one. 590 isn't as big, but you'll have all the nether boss traits at that point. You'll unlock some purple jerk to beat a few times in order to get another fun addition. That's mostly nothing substantial until 1000, where you'll have gotten everything. Thus is the depth progression. Okay, well, I mean, we will try to get there as quickly as possible. That is basically very quickly becoming my goal. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, you know, I should have checked my prophecies. I should... This is quickly going to become a grind optimization game, which, okay. You know, to be honest, I don't mind a grind optimization problem. There are interests, but here's the thing: is I'm over inclined to be generous with stuff like this. There's always going to be ways to optimize your grind, like pathing through the various realms more optimally, setting up your base so that you can check in with Everett and then check in with your prophecies and then like immediately jump into the next realm, stuff like that. I don't mind grind optimization problems, but I like it when they are set up to be more interesting than what I have so far seen. Is, I guess, the thing that I would definitely say. Just cast one of its other spells. Caster casts one of its other spells. The targets are chosen at random. Completion. Wait, the targets are chosen at complete random? What? It's like an awful spell, but I mean... guess. I feel like I've seen basically better versions of that spell. Cure of Weakness. Haven't seen that guy before. What do you do? Reach non-ethereal nature spell gem has equipped. Interesting. This stacks multiplicatively with stuff like the Mending Dude Bros, so it's not as powerful as it seems immediately, but I guess you can pretty quickly get the amount of damage that you're taking down to low numbers. Yeah, if I were to go like as hard as possible, I would definitely be setting up an evoker group at this point. Like, it seems easier to make strong than what I'm doing, but I do want to make what I'm doing first, so. Sandstorm, huh? Firestorm, okay. But we will go. What realm depth am I at right now? Trying to remember. Tauren favor. You can open the menu to see, I believe. 69. The best realm depth. That is the answer. Might as well stop playing here, boys. Oh, that griffin looks really fucking cool. I wish that I had seen what it does, because it looks so cool. And some of the sprite work is really good, and some of it's not great, but I wonder if they had different sprite artists or if it's all the same guy. A lot of it looks kind of like it was probably the same guy. 5% more damage for each spell your creatures have manually cast in the battle trait does not stack. Okay. That seems very slow, but another Sigil of the Imp. I believe I've seen that before, though, so. Tauren is so far the best god. I mean, like, there's also Goth Babe the god, which I'm not going to argue with. She also seems pretty chill. And I do also like Mage Bro. Mage Bro who just sort of helps you and is like common sense Mage Bro. I like him. If I've got to like choose a god for aesthetic reasons, I think we're going like Goth Babe or Tauren. Target is killed, resurrect with max amount of health. Okay. What? What does this do, though? Unstable horrors are one of those things where I remember looking at them and thinking, like... actually... I should probably open my Siralim Obsidian while I've got this, while I'm working with this. There we go. I guess I did not put Unstable Horrors in here anywhere just yet. But I think Unstable Horrors are something where I was looking at them as a definite synergy potential. Codex, reference list, status effects. I feel very weird about minions being a status effect. Like, this is not something where I am immediately averse to it, but this minion 5% more stats for each unstable horror it has. After this minion's master defense provokes, it deals damage equal to all enemies, 10% of the master's highest stat for each stack of monster. Maximum of 9 stacks. So basically, like, if I do this, I could set up my animators to provoke, basically. Actually, I really should have snapped that. Codex, reference list, status effects, unstable horror, and I'm just going to go ahead and Snap that. Put it right into my obsidian canvas. Corn is indeed a mascot. You can open another boss each. 5 depth starts at 70, so you'll get the nether shop after that. I think I had like 2. He had like 2 through 3. Exact numbers. He had like 2 or 3. Sorry, 2 or 3 artists. Oh, okay. Dying removes all buffs, debuffs, and there are effects that trigger on death and others on resurrect. That's basically what the spell is for. Also another niche situation involving Ashians, but that gets wordy. Yeah, the Ashian stuff feels... It feels like what I want for synergy with something like this, where I'm killing my my guys frequently and being able to leverage stuff like, okay, I can clear out a lot of the debuffs that I don't want. My Animatus does not have his buffs removed on death, right? And so I can leverage... Wow, that was a lot of buffs. I can leverage that to powerful effect, I am sure. Let me make sure that I don't have that. Buffs and minions, but not debuffs. So you can basically reset his debuffs. Oops, I did not read what Nemesis buff this had. Does not seem to matter in the least. There we go. I'm going to look at the map real quick, make sure everything here is okay. Pretty sure. Sorry about the map scrolling noise. It sucks. I'm actually going to go ahead and summon some divination candle guys, I think, because I'm going to keep doing fire salamanders, because I have already. But I want to finish the... It's 19 of these, though, that I have to kill for... Now, does that count as... Question. Not nemesis creatures. So that only counts as 1. That sucks. Gaming, yes I am. Gaming really hard, honestly. This game is like asking me to grind harder than any other game has potentially asked me to grind. Maybe Path of Exile, I guess. But, like, I don't know if I want to. I'm figuring that out right now. Like, is there anything that could enamor me to this sort of grind that this game is asking me to participate in? And I'll figure that out. I'll get back to you on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. I'm gonna go ahead and turn in a project real quick. Overgrown Temple. Cool. So I will get there eventually. I'm just gonna keep doing my thing for now. We're gonna unlock hunt missions, because I feel like hunt missions are going to allow me to do some things with divination candles, right? There's a synergy there. So we're going to turn in some prophecies. I haven't done any prophecies yet. See, this is annoying to me. What? Gather emblems. Okay. Buried treasure. Haven't done that yet. I thought for sure I would have something. Spell gem materials. Nature creatures. Oh, it's because these numbers are really big sometimes. Gather resources. Okay, yeah, so I'm seeing it's basically like Siralopoly. Oh no. Open treasure chests. Yeah, so like it seems like, I don't know, like every 5 realms I'd probably be able to check back with that or something. Eternity's End. Realm quest, another boss. Starting with this realm and continuing for every 5 realm depths beyond that, you'll find portals that lead to powerful nether bosses. In total, there are 35 different bosses for you to fight after you defeat all 35 bosses. Their difficulty will increase and you'll be able to fight even stronger versions of these bosses. There are 3 tiers of difficulty for each nether boss. Okay. 35, 3 tiers gives us 105 separate asses to kick, I'm guessing. Let's go. We're holding down buttons, fam. Can't be less enjoyable than the grind I'm on right now. Really? What grind is that, Karenus? Cosmos not takes a fair few realms. I'd say that doing like 5 at RI5 gets it mostly done. Realm instability 5 it completes prophecies more quickly. Why would that be? Probably because some of the resource quests are go a little bit faster when you're multiplying the number of resources that you have. But most of them seem like they wouldn't be specifically affected by realm instability, I must say. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Yeah, just the treasure-related stuff. Yeah, that stuff doesn't even look all that bad, to be perfectly frank. And we will definitely get around to doing Realm Instability 5 grind, but for now, we are blowing up monsters. Am I completely done with perk points? Is that a thing? I'd forgotten to check that. I'm wondering if I'm just, if perk points are just not a thing for me anymore. I can't do this. There we go. The same at, Instability 0 less, I don't know. Yeah. I think, like, the reason I'm doing Realm Instability 0 is not because this team can't manage on higher Realm Instability, although higher Realm Instability obviously opens up the door on potentially being murdered. It's because I want to unlock things as deterministically as possible right now. But also, I definitely need a whole, like, a whole restructuring session for my team before Realm Instability 5 is going to feel comfortable. The number of, like, attacks and shit that can come at you in Realm Instability 5 is, I think, a little bonkers, honestly. Like, kind of garishly poorly designed. Like, by the way, every monster now attacks 11 times with 300% attack damage. Like, say what? 11 times? So you basically have to ensure that, you know, the enemy team is not attacking, or that their attacks don't matter. Something along those lines. There's a lot of stuff in this game, so that is not exactly, it's not exactly something where you definitely can't make that happen, but... I am trying to figure out how to get realms to go faster, though. I will be perfectly honest. I think Warden requires maybe to perk points fish. You should be totally done with them at like 80. Oh, okay. So you just do get to cap out your perks at some point. See, I don't like that. I think that's pretty terrible, honestly. I guess everybody runs Royal eventually, where you're just like, I will mix and match these. See, Siralim presents, like, at first as a game with really poor optics that's going to do a bunch of terrible things, and then doesn't do those terrible things, for the most part, in terms of how the systems are layered, and then comes back around to do a lot of, like, really horrible endgame grind things, and I'm like, 5 out of 10, maybe. I'm, like, trying to figure out where I'm landing on Siralim as an experience, or as a thing that I can recommend to other people, and it's like... What is this? This can't just be a random ass combat. There we go. Oh, that was another boss. Okay. As a reward, you can now place the Nether shop decoration. As you defeat more Nether bosses, the shop's wares will expand. Cool. Place this decoration in your castle. Automatically consumed when you pick it up. Cool, so we'll do that. Turn in favor of the Vertrag. For the sake of the goblet trials, people often run non-royal things. Also, it's kind of a late game spec that takes work to build up. Grove Tender Animators, Spellweaver are also basically not available to royal. Interesting. I like Spellweaver, it's kind of neat. I mean, I'll definitely be checking them out, especially the stuff that wasn't available at the start. But I should really check out all the different perk trees at some point, I guess. Maybe what I'll do is I'll have, like, once I've got things mostly unlocked, I'll just have, like, a for funsies, kind of sandboxy couple of streams where I just put together, like, 1 or 2 lineups for each specialization. Maybe I'll make videos that correspond to those builds or something. Could be fun. Tourmaline. Potency based on health. I feel like health goes a lot higher than most stats, so potency based on health seems wacky. Enemies take a moderate amount of damage. 2% damage based on the caster's attack instead of int. Completed a prophecy task. Okay, so it tells you. That's good. Like, this game does a lot of things right. Oftentimes, I'm finding that, like, what I'm thinking about Siralim is that it does things well that ought not be done at all. It's like, okay, so we've implemented this really hideous late game grind, and it does something nice, like, at the very least kind of tells you when to run back to town. And I'm like, okay, so it's like really good implementation, really questionable implements. Questionable implements implemented well. My favorite is Druid plus Cleric. Interesting. I wonder how the Royal Fusion works, to be honest. Like, do you just get mix and match? Like, if you just get to wild, like, if you get to go hog wild and mix match anything, it feels like it's going to be a little nuts. Inquisitors. If all the creatures in your party are Inquisitors, they gain a random minion at the start of their turn. This trait does not stack. I just want a way to get 9 Unstable Horrors on my Animatus on turn 1. Cosmin, spoil me. What is the way to get 9 Unstable Horrors onto my Animatus turn 1? That is what I want. I think I'm done. I think I'm done with this. Realm. We gotta go back because I've got prophecies to turn in and I need to enter my decoration mode. I need to post my nether shop. Boom, just like that. I'm the Nethermancer, Ned. Ned the Nethermancer, and I sell all man. This is what Ned did after he got his head lopped off. Game of Thrones, Ned Stark. This is where he went. Baubles to enhance your artifacts, change the appearance of your creatures, and much more. Check back often as my inventory will expand after you defeat more nether bosses. Kiichi's Fang. Bleeding, all other enemies take 50% of that damage. That's crazy. And that was it. That's the only one so far? See, that's rather unexciting. And I mean, like, okay, why do you have an entire shop for this? And why do you bother to unlock things at such a slow rate? It just feels really bad. Alright. Faraway Enclave. Finish fights as fast as possible. You can turn off all display text. I'm pretty sure that I did. Battle history. Options. Battle text. It seems to all be off. Battle animations is off. I don't know if this matters. Evenly beaten one. They can be powerful. Also, Sarah's Broken Heart is one you'll really want to look at once you get it. Something called... I feel like heal comps are just broken. Use something called Anointment. So every spec can have up to 5. But wait till 4:15 to find out about that. That's where they really become a thing. Necromancer and minion spells is how. Necro Grimoire in particular. 5 of them in total, like I said. You'll have all of them by 590. Yeah, that's what I said. This is like, they're like 35, and there's 3 tiers of each, so you just get 105 of them. Necromancer and Necro Grimoire. I was noticing the Grimoire stuff when it showed up as being like particularly centralizing and powerful. Like the Grimoire stuff looked really, really good. So I will keep my eyes peeled for that. Roland Q, out of curiosity, if you are still in chat and don't feel pressured to respond to this nonsense, I just get curious when people show up. Like, where are you in the game, and what is your experience with Siralim Ben, and how do you feel about the game as a whole and shit? Like, if you feel like sharing with the class, I'm always interested, like, how deep of realms are you? Like, what's your favorite stuff? I've been collecting opinions of, like, Siralim community members since I've been, playing this game. Every single second, pretty much, of my experience with Siralim is documented in video format on YouTube. And so, like, my experience with the game has included, like, 28.5 hours of fucking around and talking to a few people on stream and watching, like, I caught a bit of my girlfriend playing through the game, and at one point I had another friend, Adam, who was playing along with me. So, trying to figure out where people are coming from and what they're doing with it and stuff like that. What is this? Make an offering? Make an offering. I decided that was a good... I don't even remember what it did, but I know I decided it was a good trade-off before. Kraken Master. Oh, yeah. Krakens seem really, really fun. So, you just haven't gained or lost stats. This creature's 2% more stats other than health. That's pretty good. I wish that sort of thing were compatible with my plan here. Kraken Mastery is now 1. All creatures in your party are Kraken. The stat boots from their innate increased by 50%. That's crazy. It's actually really good. Sitting here like, maybe it's just better to not do Thrive on Death shenanigans. But the Thrive on Death shenanigans seem really, really good because the Animatus perk, the Animator perk for gaining those stats, just seems wild, you know? Refuge Manager. Floor style. Okay, floor style. The Animator perk for gaining stats on Thrive on Death, like when you're on the on death trigger, stat gain seems like so much larger than Summon War. Okay, good. It's you just get War as a minion. I assume it means like the Horseman. So I assume there's all the other ones too, like Pestilence and whatnot. Pestilence, Famine, the 4 Horsemen. When an enemy would gain stats, this creature has a 50% chance to gain them instead. Unfortunately, like that's probably not going to help him. And I don't really know if that kind of redirect would help me, because I'm already fairly close to the 15 gains per turn. You can only have so many gains, bro. I'm already pretty close to the limit. Oh, Nemesis. Hardy Affix. I've already read that one. Kraken Seas pretty often. That's what I was thinking. They look really powerful. Which god rules over the cutthroat jungle? Vitorin. Siralim, I hate you. I do not like that. I do not... Oh, give me a sec, guys. Alright, sorry guys. I gotta, like, occasionally check on, you know, my grandfather's moving around and stuff. So I gotta make sure, you know, do my thing as a caretaker. Yeah, it did. I decided, I didn't want to put that up, because sometimes, like, I usually leave that up when I'm gonna be gone for a little while. And I really wasn't. I was just making sure everything was okay. Occasionally, my grandfather gets up out of the living room chair. Very occasionally, I guess, like, as in not frequently. And moves over to his computer, and sometimes he's doing that. Sometimes he's trying to get my attention. Which he shouldn't do that way. He should use the buzzer, so that I can do things like, you know, attend classes on Khan Academy and stuff like that. But, I'm trying to get him to use the pager more regularly, but sometimes he'll just, like, walk down the hallway and mumble for me. And so I like to pay attention. Even though I'm trying to wean him off of that particular strategy of acquiring my attention. Alright, give me a sec and I will read the messages that you have sent. I'm currently realmed up to 800, about 140 hours in, and due to my addiction to efficiency, I have an almost perfect clear build. An almost perfect clear build. What does that mean, out of curiosity? I think Siralim is incredibly grindy and has too much stuff to collect. This definitely satisfies the urge to collect as much as possible, or strategizing to be as efficient as possible. Yeah, that's why, like, my immediate temptation with this sort of thing is like, where did they go? There they are. My immediate temptation with this sort of thing is like, to go Evoker, because I feel like you can very much set up a start of combat spell chain that wins like 99.9% of engages. And there's probably some degree of protection against anti-cons for that. Gonna have to soup up my lineup sometime soon. Oh look, he's just running around over here. Does it summon a Does it always summon the same number of divination candles? I haven't been paying close enough attention to feel like confident about that. So actually, I think I forgot to turn in my prophecy. Which really? I thought it said I had one to turn in. No, it definitely said I had one to turn in, so... Do I have prophecy coins? Like, what? Oh, a line. Yeah, it's bingo. That's right. Bip, 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 bip. Oh, that's garbage. It's really like this. It's not just like you get to turn in each of these. It's like, oh god. Ugh. That must be like my least favorite system that I've seen in a game in like years. That's terrible. Is there anybody that likes that? Is there anybody playing Siralim that thinks that that's a great idea? It's like, that's the most fun I've had in a long time. The prophecy bingo. The system where you actually have to, like, complete a line of things in a bingo arrangement in order to get your progress. Is there anyone that thinks that that's a good idea? I'm doing good Summoner's Fate. Clear build, I mean just a build that can beat Realm Instability 5 with fights as short as possible, yeah. I am going to reorganize to try to facilitate that for myself pretty soon. I think it's going to be interesting given the archetype that I'm trying to roll with, but because I think there are a few things that really muck with it, like the inability to res monsters or something like that. But you can also definitely set up macros to random spell for each spell that the enemy creature casts during its last turn. But I think it's definitely possible to do things like set up a macro that scans for the counter traits that are worst for your build and just try to knock those creatures out first. There we go. Dead guys. Gargantuan Mastery. Avoid damage while they're defending or provoking. 50% chance to avoid damage is nice. Bet it works on all damage types. I just ignore the prophecy bingo. It's not necessary for progression unless you really want a specific relic upgrade. After like 3 lines. Rewards are linear. It's actually more efficient to turn in early after like 3 lines. Because I'm not too worried about maximum efficiency with prophecies. I'm not really too worried about maximum efficiency in general because, like, there's optimizing for efficiency by like system level efficiency, and then there's optimizing for like attentional and temporal efficiency, where it's like I would like to dedicate as little of my attention to this as possible, because I don't know what the like how much... I don't know how long I'm going to be playing, or exactly how deep I'm going to be going on these systems, so I'm like... If the return on investment... Uh-oh. Give me a second, guys. I'll be right back again. Okay, just making sure. Sorry, that's probably gonna be the theme today, just continually darting away. So yeah, the return on investment for different kinds of optimization can be like really high or really low, and you know, I'd like to get the most progress for the least amount of time, I guess, at this point. Versus like the most progress for the least amount of like, or the most optimal progress per like in-game action. It's like I'm optimizing for real time. More or less what I do is give me another line. One more run would add a line. I go ahead and do that first. I think mostly the prophecies, because of how annoying I feel that the system is on first glance, right? I'm probably going to try to censor it from my conscious focus and attention as much as I can, and unless I decide that the returns are really phenomenally high. 30% less damage up to 90% from spells for each enemy that is afflicted with cursed. What? Isn't there a zombie that says your enemies are cursed? Or isn't there's a creature that just says enemies are cursed, right? That's not, I could just look this up. I'm sure Cosmin knows, though, or somebody else in chat. And like I said, do not care about spoilers. But like, there's a trait that just says enemies are cursed, right? That's absolutely a thing, right? Nah, just pit guards and HP potency spells. As long as it'll give me another Goblet Trials is the only thing I actually sort of focus on. Why Goblet? I find changing my specialization annoying. I have a speckless nuke build. Now we're talking. Now we're getting some theory crafting discussions going on. This is what I want, actually, honestly. If I'm gonna keep playing Siralim, I've gotta have like the theory crafting discussion going on in the back of my head all the time, because the sort of like moment to moment play is just not gonna be enough to keep me entertained. Let's see. Inspect. What do you do? Yep. I think I've seen that before. I wonder if I'm half complete on the creatures yet. Like, how's my bestiary doing? How are we? Not even. 457 out of 1200. More than a third, though. Right? 4.5. 4.5 would be 9. I could turn my druid build into speckless. So what is speckless? What do we mean by speckless, out of curiosity? So, okay, speckless would be like a build that runs independent of which spec you are currently on. So, like, you can just switch specs in order to, like, at will to chase down goblet grinds. I'm guessing is what you're saying. I'm gonna be a little annoyed if the goblet grind is like that. Like, enough to convince me to do something like that. I don't think it will be. I think I'll probably just reroll with Essence. Get like an RI5 animator build online. in before everybody tells me you can't do that, you're dumb. Okay, what is this? Wrath of Krarina. Could still 65% more damage to enemies that belong to their own class. Straight does not stack. Interesting. Goblet doesn't give a lot, but it gives more for each spec you've unlocked, and even more based on how many achieves you have. Weird. Well, like I said, it's definitely time to, like, roll out. I have been going at, like, an extremely slow clip through this entire thing because I've been doing this all live and on Twitch and narrating and all that stuff, but I've gotten to the point in the series where I'm like, okay, I can kind of take off the brakes a little bit. We can actually go a little faster. This will be okay. I'm ready to unlock some stuff. Build holding up fairly well. Realize this is Realm Instability 0. I'll probably try Realm Instability 5 post. What, you guys have all said, like, what, 150 or 175 for, like, all the creatures are unlocked, you just have to hunt them down. Or all the base unlocks, I guess. Because there are some rare creatures that I guess you probably have to hunt down specifically. Cerberus Master. This I like. Because I'm really quite interested by the Cerberuses. Yes. Hmm. Uh, 2600 piety each completion and average right now. But what do you need that piety for? 28,000. Unlocking relics to their highest rank. Torns, nice rank 100, actually very useful. You already have that speckless nuke. So was I right, by the way, about what you mean by a speckless build? Just like a build that is independent of any kind of spec? If all the creatures in your party are Cerberuses, they can manually cast spells? What? That's pretty interesting. Definitely pretty interesting. I like how your Animatus is allowed to basically fit into any build because of the way he fuses and whatnot. What are you? Seems good. There does seem to be a lot of really good burning tech. D9 challenge stuff. So this want to do. It isn't about having the ultimate build. Seeing how hard I can push less impressive mechanics, solo creature builds, and avatars in general. Yeah, no, I think, like, I would hazard to say, I don't know whether I should say hazard or hesitate, because I feel like both are true. Like, I will say this, but I will say it knowing that I run the risk of, like, offending certain player archetypes, and that is that I think that you probably, like, you're playing this build wrong. Like, you're playing the game wrong. This is, like, fun police tier. If you're here to, like, beat the game and leave, that is such a boring fucking way to play a game that is clearly set up to be a really interesting sandbox. If you're here to, like, run down a list of checkboxes and then, like, peace out, that is like gotta be one of the least interesting ways to approach the game. Like, having fun and crafting something that is, like, aesthetically satisfying or something that you feel intrinsically motivated to create. The game is set up so well to facilitate that kind of expressive play. And it just would feel like such a bummer to me to like, well, okay, the game has told me to, wait, one sec, double strike, inscription, okay, additional time in the, huh. Okay, yeah, it would feel like such a bummer to me to approach a sandbox like this and be like, well, I'm only here to do like what the game says, and then I'm out. It's like, this doesn't seem like a lot of fun. The fun police have arrived. Con Harbinger, here's a 25% chance to prevent debuffs for each turn that they've taken in the current battle. Huh. I wonder if that gets up to 100%. Like, does that stack additively? If it does, that could actually be quite good, depending on, like... There's unyielding, hold on. Resurrect after a short period of time. Undying affix. Okay, so if they're dead for long enough, they come back. Like, if a couple turns pass, they come back. Good to know. Yeah, this looks like we're done, huh? Teleport back to Siralim. And the goblet is full. Experiment missions to repeatable projects. Okay. Finance project. Training missions. We're gonna try to unlock everything. Raid allows repeatable to reward you with treasure. We're gonna try to unlock all the different things before I unlock, like, before I start doing the repeatables. Enjoy your reward. Piety. Oh, you get piety from the goblet? I didn't know you get piety from the goblet. Do you always get piety from the goblet, or did I just get lucky? Now this is a problem, right? Because yeah, it always gives piety. That sucks. Ah. Okay. In that case, since I am planning to stick with the same specialty for a while, what we are going to do is, we're gonna yoink the raid mission, because that's only gonna give me more treasure anyway, and we're going to upgrade the goblet, and we're gonna get the goblet maxed out so that I can re-roll it using essence and have the best chance of, getting animator. This is a somewhat random amount. Okay. Gives more the more specs you have unlocked. Well, I'm gonna unlock the specs too. Yeah, by the way, I do have everything turned off for a battle speed, right? Like, the battles are happening as fast as they can. Right? I'm not crazy. I just happen to have a really slow archetype. Yeah, I don't see text anymore. Alright, I haven't changed anything. Just throwing that out there. But I was really sure that I had gone through that and pretty deliberately set it up so that it would be as fast as possible. What in the hell is this? Oh, excellent. Ashians. Okay, Shamblers seem like a new archetype or something like that. What do you guys do? Huh, that's fun. That's also potentially fun, because those all seem like they're likely to be multiplicative with each other, so. We'll see. I'm definitely gonna have some fun. Just imagining text earlier then. You know, maybe, or maybe you notice something that doesn't happen very often, and there's a remaining toggle option. Who knows? Not calling you crazy. But I definitely want the I definitely want the battles to be happening as fast as possible. I am in no way like trying to preserve the feeling of pacing here or anything. And I already my archetype, like the way that I've set up the build is slow, like to boot. Like the fact that I take the time to kill all of my creatures, you know, at the start of each combat and cycle through a bunch of trait gaining on my animatus is already a nightmare. It's already slow for what it is, and it's probably gonna stay that way. Which means that I just seriously don't want it to take any longer than it needs to. Harpy Screamer belong to. Seems to always be chaos. Okay. Gotta go. Good luck with the rest of the stream. Thank you. I may actually be streaming all fucking day. I'm definitely gonna take a break. It's 2:35 now, and I'm actually gonna take a break relatively soon. Like, for 3 o'clock, my girlfriend and I take a walk up to the beach. It's only like 20 minutes up the street. And that's like a slow walk, so we have the beach like right at our doorstep, but I take a walk up to the beach and turn around and walk back, and we do that every single day. And I actually want to leave with enough time so that I can like make a smoothie and enjoy a smoothie as well. So probably I will be calling for a break in the next 10 or 15 minutes anyway. So you caught almost all of it. Fierce yet enjoyable battle. Yeah, sure, cool. Thank you. And then this is a Death Guard master or something? I have not seen that green Death Guard before. Or, like, I may have, but have not inspected it yet. But later tonight... So when I do that, when I come back, I do not know if I will start the stream right away again or wait until after 5, because my grandfather typically goes to bed at 5. But I will probably stream again tonight. Your creatures take 1% less damage for every 1% of health they are missing. Maximum 50% damage reduction. This trait does not stack. It's a lot of damage reduction traits. But the multiplicative way in which they stack makes me less excited about them. Plus, giving anything the chance to survive past turn 1 seems like a very bad idea in this game, given the way that stats seem to be growing and the way that traits work together. Just seems like there's way too much powerful shit to let anything go off. Have you seen these yet? Seems good. So yeah, I am gonna try to be grinding this a little bit, since I promised to give the whole scope of the thing a fair shake. And I'm still having fun. Believe it or not, for all the complaining I'm doing about the prophecies and whatnot, I actually am a player who is rather generous and forgiving about grinds, typically. Like, as much as I will complain about the structure of grinding, because so often when grinds show up, right? Yeah, the game is basically act first or react hard or be untouchable. Yeah, right? And that's a problem with the way that they've allowed so many intersecting layers of systems to create dynamics, like and emergent dynamics. So there's things I actually enjoy grind as a player, but I find myself often wishing that it was less boring. Like, I don't mind having a grind set up, but I don't like it when, for example, like the whole bingo prophecy thing. So I was interested in the fact that that wasn't harder. Doom Fortress Master. Here's deal 15% more damage for each Doom Fortress fighting on your side. This trait does not stack. I'll have to check those out later. Anyway, I like grind myself, but I find it so often set up to like violate the core gameplay loop or to be like a really weird convoluted thing. Like the prophecies stuff is so contrived, and that is really the reason why I don't like it. Is it's like it wants you to wake up and pay attention, but it's also it feels like it wants you to wake up and pay attention. It also feels like it's built to allow you to just sort of overlook it and focus on the core gameplay loop. And I don't understand that, to be perfectly honest. I don't understand the impulse to design a system that feeds back into the core gameplay loop and not just include it in the core gameplay loop. It's like, I wish that the game was doing something where it rewarded me for being better at the core gameplay loop by handing out relic points, if that makes sense. Instead of like, here's this thing where if you pay attention to this bingo board, you can occasionally like, receive relic points in a somewhat more optimal fashion than if you don't. That feels really like, why to me? Oh, here we go, another boss. I've heard much about you. You're regarded as something of a war hero in most parts of the world. I am honored to have you here. If there is anything I can assist you with. So is this the, yeah, this is the place I haven't been to yet. Huh. It's cool how that lined up, huh? It's, not only is this the nether boss, but it's the god realm that I have not been to yet. This is an interesting set of creatures. So yeah, the impulse to design a system that is kind of a cute distraction from the core gameplay loop has always struck me as really weird. And I kind of feel that way with all these grinds where it's like, do a different thing. Honestly, one of the things I don't mind, though, because it seems to feed back into the core skill that the game is trying to measure, is the arena challenges, where it's like, here, draft a team of dudes. Uh-oh. What the fuck? What? Oh, okay. Yeah, so they killed me, but then my guy rezzed everybody, and everybody dealt their speed or whatever. Or my enemy just dealt his speed stat to everybody, and they all died. This must be the nether boss. Let's see if we die. I'm feeling less and less confident all the time. Fancy seeing you here. Len winks at you with his left eye, followed by his right, but not at the same time. To wink with each eye back and forth. You're mesmerized by his blinking. Okay. Dear God, what are you? For each time it took damage in the current battle, maximum of 95% damage reduction. Oh no. I'm gonna deal damage to him. So much damage. And then it's gonna be a giant pain in the ass. Well, you know, when you're dealing a lot of damage, I guess it doesn't matter as much. Gate of the Gods key fragment. Collect 10 of these fragments and they'll turn into a full key that can be used at the Gate of the Gods to challenge one of the gods to battle. Oh no, it's a grind for a grind! That is kind of another thing that I personally, like a pet bugaboo, I kind of hate. Stat power strong. I mean, like, that's really what's going on, is that the corpse explosion not only scales really, really powerfully, but the fact that I'm pumping my animatus means that, like, the potency scaling is through the roof. So, and with the several layers of revive that I have, I don't know, like, I'll probably run into a wall at some point soon. Where, like, something will happen. Just be sent to the bottom of the timeline. The straight does not stack. Well, that's me. All other enemies. And enemy attacks. Okay. Well, my guy's not, like, attacking a lot during his own turn, so that should be fine. So he sent to the bottom of the timeline as well. I mean... this is potentially pretty funny. This is just like, you're sent to the bottom of the timeline, good luck. Unfortunately, everybody died. Oh, that's a new Cerberus. I should have checked that out, I guess. Next time I see it. Random spell gems, crazy. Let's see how it works. Nope. Okay, so probably after this realm, I'm going to go ahead and excuse myself and start putting together a smoothie for my walk. But I'm cruising right along now, is the real takeaway. Like, this team is doing just fine. It's crushing other bosses. Apparently, I have done an okay job assembling Carnage Master. Cool. I don't know if I see any new Carnages here. Oh, okay, so he should res, right? Why didn't he res everybody else? There we go. Yeah, a lot of those teams that seem to go first and then kill my guys run into the thing where, like, they res my res bot, and because he has the most health, he dies last and then reses everybody else, which is how it was intended. He is not only over in that position, but he's also in the position to soak with the Animatus 6th slot thing, and he's also fattest because I want him to die less. Or die the last, if anything. And so, a lot of the time that's what's happening. Gains 35%. Yeah. So, in the situations where, like, enemy teams are getting to go first and fucking with my team on turn 1, they are triggering the thing that I would be triggering turn 1 anyway. Which is pretty convenient at the moment. In the future, you know, I don't really want to give them that opportunity, but... come back! Having to hunt down monsters occasionally is just so stupid feeling. I really don't want to be doing it. But yeah, apparently, like, the team that I have put together is... Seems like it's doing enough work to keep going on RI0. Which... is something I want to resolve eventually. I do want to be doing Realm Instability 5 eventually, if I don't find it terribly annoying. Like... if at the end of the day I absolutely hate the restrictions that it puts on my ability to build an effective lineup, then I probably won't do it, but I would like to do it. Hey! Another Cerberus? Really? Is that... no, it's a Horror Hound. Direwolves deal additional damage equal to 20% of their master's attack. That's pretty good. Direwolves... do 50% speed, right? By default. Those are pretty good. Plus, direwolves based on attack. Seems nice since they happen when you attack. Unless I'm misremembering. Ancient Celestial Chair. Nice. That's another thing. I am looking forward to like the grind speeding up, basically, right? Like it has, and over the course of this last stream, where I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm running around, I'm getting stuff. It feels good to get stuff. It feels good to do this sort of a grind. The stuff that looks distracting is the stuff I'm a little less enthusiastic about. Stuff like prophecies, where it kind of wants me to go out of my way to focus on some random aspect of the game. But the drafting I thought looked really, really interesting. Okay, now where are the salamanders? It's gonna show them? Yeah, it's gonna show them. Okay, so they're all the fuck over here. Eventually these salamanders just kill me. I'm just doing the salamanders specifically because I want to see how... number one, like what is revealed as you get up to the maximum knowledge. And number two, how long it takes to grind a particular creature up to that level of knowledge. Like using the divination candle. I'm kind of being efficient with the divination candle at the moment by only like doing the first tier of summon. But I think if you do subsequent tiers of summon, it summons more monsters. That could definitely be sampling bias though, because I only tested it like 1 or 2 times. And it seemed to subsequently summon more monsters, but if it's random, then it could be bruising me really hard. Okay, so let's turn in a project. Hunt for repeatable projects. After you will receive knowledge about the creature of your choice. You can only hunt creatures that have D rank knowledge about or higher. Okay. Spelljam crafting materials. 3 scrolls that can be used to boost your creature's stats. Really want to know what that's all about, but for now we're gonna do this. Okay, that's actually gotta end it right there. Save and continue, save and restart. Yeah, so unfortunately, I have to call a hiatus. I'm definitely gonna come back though. Definitely. God willing, let's say. I will come back tonight. And so after 5 o'clock probably, but maybe before then when my grandfather goes to bed, and then I'll be streaming for a couple of hours tonight. And I'm mostly just going to be doing more of the same thing, blasting out realms and grinding out to see the full breadth and depth of the Siralim content before I so that I can get to that place as soon as I can and do some fun sandboxy stuff and do some theory crafting. So that's definitely where I'm calling the blind, my desire to keep the blind play together. Anybody who comes back, feel free to spoil me on mechanics, theory craft in front of my face, whatever. Because I'm gonna be just getting to the end as soon as I can at this point. So, and by the end, you know, already said so. All right. Wish me luck. I'll be back in a little bit. Be sure to not add the no spoilers tag then. Yes, I will fix that. Thanks, Cosmin. I'll see you in a little bit.